All right, welcome back, guys. Okay, this is King Online Trading Mastery, and for those who are watching, who have been with us for quite some time, I'm using this medium to announce to everyone that we have put our name from King FX Trading Mastery to King Online Trading School. Okay, this is simply because we have a lot of content and educational. We have a lot of educational content we'll be bringing to you guys, and we are putting in more online courses on various aspects of online trading. So this is why we have changed from FX Trading Mastery to Online Trading School. So take note of this, and across all our groups and channel, we are also effecting the change of name. So take note, guys. All right, so for those who are watching this for the first time, what you are seeing right in front of you is a strategy called the King strategy. All right, so this strategy is the combination of moving averages, stochastic, and RSI, and this strategy has over 75% win rate. I'm very glad to share with you, and good luck to those who followed our analysis during this previous week, because we had close to 95% of our strategy played out as expected, close to 95%. That was really, really amazing, and a lot of profit gained by those who followed this analysis. So if you really want to learn more about this strategy, we have a video at the end of this recording. Make sure you watch the video. You'll find a video called the King strategy, or you may also look at the description below. Make sure you watch the video. There you can learn more about how to set up the moving averages and all the trading conditions and parameters as well. So, and we also have a special video on where you can take a sniper entry with this strategy, risking between 5 to 12 pips to get a huge reward. Okay, so take your time to watch this video and practice on demo if you are watching this for the first time before you start using it on your live account, so you can have some level of confidence before you start trading live. Okay, so this analysis is between Monday, October 4th to Friday, October 8th, 2021. Monday, October 4th to Friday, October 8th, 2021. Okay, so the first pair I want to be looking at is AUDNZD. Right now, AUDNZD is currently by bias, and for those who are watching this for the first time, we'll be taking our trade based on this analysis. We are picking our trade based on H1, while we use H4 as a filter time frame, and of course we analyze from weekly down to H1 where we take our entry. Okay, so based on H1 and 4, AUDNZD is currently by bias. So the weekly candle, we see this close with a strong bullish candle. Okay, so this gives us some assurance that we expect this pair to pull back up to where we have the red moving average towards the yellow resistance at 1.0604. all right, okay, and the daily candle close in red. Okay, so which means we may have some pullback right here. Once the market open, we may have some pullback before the continuation to the upside. Okay, so our daily target is at this blue resistance, which is at 1.0537. all right, I hope that is clear. So coming back to our entry time frame, we wait for the pullback to happen. Okay, wait for the pullback to happen. So once the cross happens to the upside, it will be a good one to take the trade. Okay, we've seen the cross between the 5 and 12 moving average. So if the cross should happen to the upside, it will be a good one to take the trade to the upside. So AUDNZD is a good one to look out for a buy. Look for a buy on AUDNZD. The next pair I want to talk about is CAD JPY. CAD JPY, according to H1 and 4, this is currently buy bias. Okay, so coming to the weekly time frame, we see the candle close in green, and this is currently sitting at a daily resistance right here. So now we expect this pair to also pull up to where we have this yellow resistance at 90.16. Okay, during this coming week. So the yellow resistance right here is our weekly target. So the daily candle close in green, we have this as hammer. So this tells us that we should expect more upside, okay, on CAD JPY. And as I've said, this is currently sitting at a strong resistance. So with that in mind, our daily target for CAD JPY is at this blue resistance, which is at 88.42. All right. So coming down to our entry time frame, we should expect a little pullback. Okay, expect a little pullback towards the red moving average. Then on its way up, catch your sell entry. Sorry, catch your buy entry. I beg your pardon. So our first take profit is going to be at the blue resistance, and if this level get broken, we are heading up to the yellow resistance. So take note of that, guys. CAD JPY is a good one to look out for a buy. Look out for a buy on CAD JPY. The next one I want to talk about right here is CAD Swiss franc. CAD Swiss franc based on H1 and 4. This is also buy bias right now. So the weekly candle, we see this close in green. Okay, this gives us assurance that we should expect this pair to pull up some more to where we have this yellow resistance during this coming week. Okay, this may not happen in 1 week, but that is the overall target. It may take 2 weeks, or depending on how fast market is going to move. Okay, so the yellow resistance is our weekly target, which is at 0.7484. All right, and the daily candle also closed as hammer. So a double assurance that we should expect more upside on this. But currently, as we've seen on CAD JPY, CAD Swiss franc is also sitting at a resistance, at daily resistance. So with that in mind, we may see some little pullback on the lower time frame. So, but this area is our target for the daily target. Okay, so coming down to our entry time frame, which is H1. So okay, definitely wait for pullback. We've seen a break of structure right here. Okay, this gives us assurance that we should expect more upside. So wait for a pullback. As you see a pullback, then catch your buy entry to the upside. Catch your buy entry to the upside, and our first profit is going to be at CAD Swiss franc. So our CAD Swiss franc, our first profit is going to be at the blue resistance, which is at 0.7382. And if that level gets broken, then we are moving higher to the yellow resistance. So CAD Swiss franc, expect to look for a buy. Look for a buy on CAD Swiss franc. Euro AUD. Euro has been dropping for the past few days right now. So Euro AUD is currently sell bias. So coming to our weekly time frame, we see a strong bearish candle to the downside. The weekly candle closed in red. Okay, so with this in mind, based on the weakness of euro, we should expect Euro AUD to drop down to where we have the yellow support at 1.5620. Okay, while the daily candle also closed in red. Okay, so we should expect more downside right on this pair. So on the daily target for Euro AUD, we expect it to drop down to this support, the blue support at 1.5903. 1.5903. So coming into our entry time frame, which is H1. Okay, definitely wait for pullback. Wait for that pullback, then catch your sell entry to the downside. Catch your sell entry to the downside. Euro AUD, look for a sell. Look for a sell, and our first target is going to be at the blue support. And if that level get broken, we are heading to the yellow support. Euro AUD, this is going to be a good trade to look out for a sell. Look for a sell on Euro AUD. EUROCAD. EURCAD right now is currently sell buyers according to H1 and 4. Okay, so the weekly candle, we see this close in strong momentum candle without tail. So I personally call this a momentum candle without a tail, a candle without tail. To me, it's known as the momentum candle. So this gives us an assurance that we should expect more downside on EURCAD. Okay, so we should expect the break of this little this support, and price should head on to the yellow support. So the weekly target for EURCAD is at the yellow support, which is at 1.4269. All right, it may take 2 weeks for price to get to this destination, but we're optimistic it's going to get there. So that is the weekly support. So the daily candle, we see this close in red with some big rejection from the upside. So this is more or less like a pin bar. So this gives us double assurance that we should look out for more sell on EURCAD. Okay, and our daily target for this is at the blue support, which is at 1.4603. Okay, that is the daily target for EURCAD. So with that in mind, once you go back to the entry time frame, it's setting up for a reversal. Okay, the reversal is setting up. So on its way down, catch the sell entry to the downside. Catch the sell entry to the downside and take your first profit before the blue support. And if that level get broken, we are heading to the yellow support. So EURCAD is also a good trade to look out for a sell. EURCAD, look out for a sell. EURUSD is currently sell buyers according to H1 and 4. It's currently sell buyers. So coming into the weekly time frame, we see this close in red, a strong red candle to the downside that gives us some assurance that we should look out for more sell. So our weekly target for this is at the yellow support, which is at 1.1167. All right, it may take 2 or 3 weeks for price to drop down to this level. Okay, so the daily target for this, we see this close, we see the candle close in green. So this gives us some assurance that we should expect some pullback on lower time frame before the continuation to the downside. So coming into the entry time frame, we may see EURUSD pull up a little bit. We may see it pull up a little bit towards the moving average, then come down. But if it does not happen that way, if the cross should happen right once market open, if the cross should happen to the downside, to be a good one to go in for a sell. All right, so EURUSD, a good one to look for a sell, right? It's a good trade to look out for a sell and take your first profit before the blue support. And if the blue support get broken, we are heading to the yellow support. Okay, EURUSD, this is also a good trade to look out for a sell. EURUSD, look out for a sell. Euro Swiss franc is currently sell buyers according to H1 and 4. Okay, so the weekly target for this, is seen at the yellow support, which is at 1.0697, because the candle closed in red. So this gives us some assurance that more downside is most likely going to happen on this pair, Euro Swiss franc. So back to the daily candle, we see this close as an indecision candle. Okay, as an indecision candle. But with that, we may see some pullback, but the higher time frame, which is weekly, tells us that we should expect more downside. And now on the daily, we can see now that we have an indecision candle, which means on the daily price has not decided where it's going to keep going to. But based on experience, we've seen break of this candle by this one right here. So which means we should expect more downside. It's most likely going to keep going down. So coming into our entry time frame, then we should expect a pullback, okay? Expect a pullback and catch your sell entry on its way down, okay? And our daily target is going to be right here at this blue support, which is at 1.0744, 1.0744. And if this level get broken, we are heading on to the yellow support, all right? So Euro Swiss franc is a good one to look out for a sell. Euro Swiss franc, look out for a sell. EURGBP, according to H1 and 4, is currently held buyers. Okay, so coming into the weekly time frame, we see a rejection candle right here. So with this, we should expect some kind of pull, more downside or right on this pair, but we have to be very careful because in the past couple of months, this pair has been in range on weekly. It has been in range right here, as you can see right from this place to this to where price is currently trading. This pair has been ranging. It has not been moving seriously to the upside or to the downside. So with that in mind, we should expect some little downside, probably to the yellow support at 0.8450. All right. But on the daily side, we also see a red candle. So we should expect the daily to pull down to where we have the blue support at 0.8525. Of course, we have to be very careful with this pair. Okay, we have to be very careful with EURGBP because both of them move alike. Okay, so expect some pullback right here. Then take your sell entry and catch your profit before the green, the blue support. And if that level get broken, we are moving lower. All right, so that is it for Euro. That is it for EURGBP. So take note and be careful with that pair. EURJPY. EURJPY is currently sell bias according to H1 and 4. So on the weekly side, we see this close in red. Okay, more or less like a bearish engulfing, but not so perfect. But with this, we should expect some downside. So based on experience, we expect this to even pull down to the yellow support at 125.07. And of course, this may take 2 to 3 weeks for price to get there if ever price is ready to pull down. All right. So on the weekly side, we see this close in red. So we should expect some downside. So at least to this level right here. If not, if price is not ready to respect the weekly move, we expect this to at least pull down to this where we have this bullish engulfing, perfect bullish engulf. So we expect price to pull down to the daily support right here, which is at 127.92. All right. So coming into the entry time frame, which is H1, wait for pullback, wait for price to pull up right here. All right, wait for it to pull up right here. Then catch your sell entry to the downside and take your profit, part of your profit before the blue support at 127.92. All right, if that level get broken, then the next target is the yellow support. So this is also a good trade to look out for, guys. EURJPY, it's a good trade to look out for a sell. Look out for a sell on EURJPY, a strong one as well. So GBPJPY is the next pair. GBPJPY is currently sell bias right now, okay, based on H1 and 4. And on the weekly candle, we see this close in red, okay, with some range. As we can see, this is like a range between, it's been ranging in the last couple of weeks, okay, on this pair. So, but this, we expect it to keep pushing down to come towards the red moving average, which is at 144.69. All right, that's for the weekly. But we understand due to the weakness of this pair, we may not see price drop down to this place in 1 or 2 weeks, but we'll wait and see how fast price is going to change. All right, so the weekly candle, we see this close in green. Okay, with that in mind, this tells us that we may possibly have some pull up, okay, on the lower time frame. We may possibly have some pull up on the lower time frame before the downside is going to continue. But nevertheless, we see that this pair, as I said, has been ranging for a couple of days right now. Couple of days it has been ranging. So we may see it pull up again back to the resistance. But based on our parameters and our strategy, we see that this is still currently sell bias. So right now it's at the point of reversal. If the cross to the downside should happen, it will be a good one to to sell. But if the two moving average, which is the blue and red, crosses up the red to the upside, then it means the signal is invalidated. So you want to stay away from it. But if the cross you happen right from this point where it is sitting right now, it will be a good one to look out for a sell. Then take your profit before the blue support right here. Okay. I hope that is very, very clear. So GBPJPY, we expect it to keep pushing down. So look for a sell on GJ. GJ, look for a sell. GBPAUD. GBPAUD is currently sell bias according to H1 and 4. So on the weekly candle, we see this close in red. Okay. So this gives us an assurance that we see expect price to drop down to this place. Okay, to drop down to where we have the red moving average to complete the double the move right here to the downside. So our weekly target for this is at the yellow support, which is at 1.8249. All right, that is the weekly target. And the daily candle also closed. You see this is more or less like an indecision candle, but with a green body. But so nevertheless, on the lower time frame, we should expect probably some pullback if ever is going to happen. Then on its way down, we catch it to the downside. So we expect price to complete this move right here. This move, okay? This move. So this as an assurance that we should expect this to keep going down towards this yellow support, okay? So GBPAUD, the pullback has happened, okay? So let's wait and see what's going to happen. We may see some pullback if price open, and if it does not, carefully take your trade, all right, and ride it to the downside. I hope that is clear. So GBPAUD is good for a sell. GBPAUD, look for a sell. GBPCAD. GBPCAD is currently sell bias according to H1 and 4 right now. It's currently sell bias. Okay, so coming to weekly candle, we see this close in red, but we understand this is currently sitting at the daily support. But we are optimistic this is most likely going to get broken to touch the yellow support at 1.6860, because in the last couple of months, this pair has been ranging. It has been ranging since 2019. Okay, it has been ranging since December 2019 up to this day. Okay, so it's expected to pull down to the lower support right here, okay, because of the range. It's expected to pull down to the yellow support. So on the daily, we see this close in bullish engulfing, okay, bullish engulfing, which tells us that we should expect some pullback to the upside on lower time frame before the downside, if ever it's going to continue to the downside. So coming into our entry time frame, we may see this pull up again, then continue to the downside. But always remember, once the two moving average crosses above the red, it means the signal is invalidated. So if you are here to learn more about this strategy, please take some time to watch out the necessary videos so you can have better understanding about this strategy. So GBPCAD is going to be a good one to look out for a sell. GCAD, look for a sell. The next one we'll talk about is NZDJPY. NZDJPY, according to H1 and 4, is currently sell bias. So the weekly candle, we see this close in bearish engulfing. So we should expect some downside. This is not so perfect. It's not a perfect engulfing. Okay, it's not a perfect. So, but it closed in red. So, which means we should expect more downside as the body of the candle closed below the previous green candle. So now we should expect this pair to pull down towards this yellow support at 7459. All right. So this is going to be our weekly target. And the daily candle closed with bullish engulfing. So on the lower time frame, we may expect this to push up okay, before the downside, if ever is going to come up, but we expect the downside is going to come up to complete some move, the move between here to this place, okay. But right now, this is currently sitting at a support. It's currently sitting at the daily support, so which means on the daily time frame, on the entry time frame, some we may see some pull up right here. But remember, if these two moving average crosses up, it means the signal is invalidated. But if the cross happen right where this one is sitting, where it's sitting right now, if the cross will happen to the downside, then it will be a good one to sell, all right, and take your profit before the blue support right here. And if this blue support get broken, we are moving far down to where we have the yellow support at 7459, okay. So NZDJPY, this is also a good trade to look out for a sell. NZD-CAD, according to H1 and 4, this is currently sell bias. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red, okay. So we should expect more downside towards the yellow support at 0.8599, okay. That's going to be the weekly target. And the daily candle, we see this close with perfect bullish engulfing candlestick, okay. So we should expect some pullback on lower time frame before the downside is going to continue. So our daily target for this is seen at this blue support at 0.8680. All right. So coming down to our entry, we may see some pullback right here to the upside before the downside continues. But always have it at the back of your mind. In the case of sell, if these two yellow and blue moving averages crosses above the red, means the signal is invalidated. So be careful, wait for pullback, catch your sell entry, or if the cross should happen right around where we have it once markets open, carefully take your trade and ride it to the downside. And our first profit is going to be towards the blue support at 0.8680. I hope that is very, very clear. And if that level get broken, we are heading to the yellow support. So NZD-CAD, this is a good one to look out for a sell. A good one to look out for a sell. The last one we'll talk about is USD-CAD. USD-CAD is currently sell bias according to H1 and 4. Okay. So coming into the weekly time frame, we see this close in as a pin bar, okay, a pin bar. So we should expect downside, more downside on this pair. So our weekly target for this is seen at the yellow support, which is at 1.2489. All right, and the daily candle close in red. So another confirmation to the weekly candle that we should expect a little downside on this pair. So our daily target for USD-CAD is seen at the blue support, which is at 1.2592. I hope that is clear. So coming into our entry time frame, it's getting ready for a pullback. Wait for the pullback, catch your sell entry to the downside. Catch your sell entry and take your first profit at the blue support, which is at 1.2592. And if that level get broken, we are heading to the yellow support. So USD-CAD, this is going to be a good one to look out for a sell as well. USD-CAD, look out for a sell. So guys, that is all I have for you today. But a quick recap right now. AUDNZD is good for a buy. CAD JPY is good for a buy. CAD Swiss franc is good for a buy. Euro AUD, sell. Euro CAD, sell. Euro USD is good for a sell. Euro Swiss franc, sell. Euro GBP, look for a sell. Euro JPY, sell. GBP JPY, sell. GBP AUD, look for a sell. GBP CAD, look for a sell. NZDJPY, look for a sell. NZD CAD, sell. USD CAD, sell. So this is all I have for you. And the weak pair we are able to spot according to this strategy is Euro is currently weak, GBP is currently weak, NZD is currently weak, and the strong pair we are able to spot is AUD is strong, CAD is strong, USD is also strong. All right, these three pairs, USD is strong, CAD is strong, AUD is strong. So be careful, guys. Once you know the strong pair, you should be able to merge it up. But our recommended the pairs we can recommend you guys to trade this week is to focus on euro. Focus on euro pairs. Focus more on euro pairs and also on the AUD pairs. All right. Focus more on euro pairs. Euro is the weakest right now. So this is all I have for you guys. For those of you who are watching this for the first time, make sure you click that subscribe button and ensure you join this community. And every Sunday we generally have training right on Zoom for everyone. So you want to join our Telegram channel, so where we announce each training. Okay, so join us. Let's roll up together, guys. So this is all I have for you. Thank you so much for being with me. So I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Happy trading. Bye bye for now. God bless.